the new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com.
You are listening to High School 510, where sports is the blame, comedy is the pilot, and the sweet Jesus is our jet fuel. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
As soon as Francois got hurt, I didn't hear nothing else about me.
Shout out to Derwin James.
Yeah. So that's my Cutty corner. It goes out to me, Kkalifa.
Shout out to Bodie sponsorship.
Okay, and you're
Well,
throwing around porn slang.
Yeah.
Hello, princess.
Hello.
Yeah, that was the first time.
I told you I'm a degenerate earlier. I'm a Christian, but I'm a degenerate too. I told you already.
Porn has its own language.
I told you. It has its own vernacular. I told you I was a degenerate.
Oh my God. Yeah. So let's get to my Cutty corner shout out. All right, hey, we need to get to quick hitters. Quick hitters.
What am I ranting about?
All right, quick hitters.
We're doing quick hitters first, and then we go right.
All right, quick hitters.
Quick hitters. So, quick hitters. Quick hitters is our popcorn segment where we have a subject, we talk about it, one-liners or short little quick diatribes about the thing. We just bounce around, so it's just kind of just pick up where we left off, and when we're done, we'll move on to the next quick hitter. All right, you ready? Here's the jingle. Quick hitters. Quick hitters.
Quick hitters.
Hey. What you bang.
All right, quick hitters. Brandon, what is our first quick hitter?
Our first quick hitter. The A's signed Henry Rowan-Gardner from.
Who?
One of the ROTC dodgeball guys me and Jared played.
The A signed him?
Yeah.
Was that guy that threw at some stupid thing?
At the carnival?
Right.
Look, I'm gonna go first on this quick hitter then. He's the guy that threw at the carnival or whatever. And let me tell you, first of all, A's, listen up. He had a minor league career. Obviously, the team he was with didn't think to call him up.
He got a running start like he was doing a goddamn field event in the track and field Olympics. Like he was running up and doing 2 hop steps and a throw. It was like, goddamn.
If I go to an arcade and punch the punching bag and they measure high, Don King or Golden Boy Entertainment, Oscar De La Hoya are not gonna sign me, and they shouldn't.
I know his arm was hurting too because he didn't warm up too. It was like he must have been like,
Just because I could do a kiddie game don't mean that I should be playing professional sports. Guess what? I'm hella good at Golden Tee. Catch me in the bar. Catch me in the bar at Golden Tee. Golden Tee Part 2.
Shout out to the Oakland A's and Henry what's his real name?
I have no idea.
I don't see all of a sudden Fuzzy Zeller and Tiger Woods banging down the door like, hey man, we gonna let you into the Masters.
The Ryder Cup needs you.
The Ryder Cup needs you, man. We need you on this team, man. You gonna captain it.
Shout out to the Oakland A's scouting department. It is comprised of a room full of teenage girls and computer nerds on social media.
It's Billy Bean, who's got the scout signing just random people now.
Billy Bean only signs white people.
Billy Bean only signs white people, and then white people with Mexican last names like Eric Chavez.
Facts.
Lonzo Ball got some new artwork.
He had sex with my mama.
Sorry. Lonzo Ball got a new sleeve on his arm, and it basically is from his top of his arm down to his wrist, and it's got Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King. I think it had Marcus Garvey on there, Malcolm X, and Barack Obama. Shout out to Lonzo Ball for getting a token Mount Rushmore tatted on your arm. Sponsorship.
I was just gonna say, if he would have had Mr. Marcus on there, it would have been the Mount Rushmore of black people.
You should have had Mr. Marcus Garvey.
Mr. Marcus Garvey. In between Mr. Marcus and Marcus Garvey.
Mr. Marcus with that goddamn cap.
With the socks hat on. With the socks hat on. Mr. Marcus with the socks hat on. And then Marcus Garvey like in between. Maybe with the captain hat.
Yeah, he has some straight out of Compton sunglasses with.
Maybe he could have had Marcus Garvey with the Captain Crunch hat on.
Jay-Z signed a deal with the NFL this week.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be able to promote the halftime show at the Super Bowl, just because that's a year-round job now. And he's going to be working on social justice initiatives for the NFL.
Yeah.
Do we know what that means?
And they asked him, and he hasn't come out.
Eric Reed went off in a press conference on Jay-Z. I gotta say, I agree with Eric Reed, man. Like he's like, we started this thing. Like we're not involved in any of these conversations that Malcolm Jenkins is involved in. We're not involved in any things that Jay-Z does, but y'all reference us as a part of this movement that we started. So it's one of those weird things.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball. Thank you for not getting Jay-Z on your sleeve.
Right.
You can get it now. At this point, I'm agreeing. There's a lot of other people you can put on your sleeve, and not Jay-Z.
Shout out to Jay-Z for selling out sponsorship.
Jay-Z, I don't consider what you're doing selling out. It's just funny how you don't get too involved until money is involved.
By the way, I think Lonzo Ball is gonna have a great season this year.
I hope so.
Next Jason Kidd.
Beyonce don't get too involved into prestige and notoriety is involved. They're the number one power couple of music. You know, you can stay that way. You know, I hope you feel good about yourself. Just know that. You know, there's several things in life that you just can't buy.
Hey,
Buy an NFL team though.
No, they can buy a hockey team. They ain't that rich.
shout out to Jay-Z. I hope you bring Lala from Mercy Heights to the halftime show because he been calling for you, player.
He been calling for you, my boy Lala. Hey man, when you see
Marcy Projects.
He told Marcy Projects. Dude, he told us. I couldn't believe when he turned to us and said, "Hey man, when y'all see Jigga, tell him Lala said what's up."
Like, nigga, we don't know Jigga.
You think he gonna talk to me?
NFL conditionally reinstates Josh Gordon.
Hey, shout out to PED sponsorship.
Shout out to NFL.
Hey.
Thank you for reinitiating someone who has, you know, who issues are deeper than just, you know, for me, I feel like this NFL, when someone takes PED like Julian Edelman, suspend them for the whole year. I love the baseball PED rule. You can't play in the postseason. You let your team down that way. Josh Gordon has some serious issues, and he's fighting them, and he's trying. And shout out to the NFL for giving him a chance instead of just throwing him away.
Hey,
you throw away everybody else, but don't throw away him. You throw away all the CTE people, and you put them out there and then, you know, make them wear some new helmets. That's fine.
Shout out to Brock Turner sponsorship.
The guy who raped the chick. Wasn't that the Stanford? God damn.
Hey man, I'm just shouting out things that like obviously like are like less bad than Josh.
Josh Gordon, exactly. Josh Gordon has, to be honest, he hasn't hurt anyone but himself.
But they got lighter punishments.
Spurs gonna retire Tony Parker's number 9 jersey. I don't remember Tony Parker being that tight.
Parlez-vous français?
Like he was never like a top 10 point guard in the league. Like no point in his career can you say like he was a top 10 dude.
Tony Parker, I retire his number in my Bob Fully Love Hall of Fame because he was great at sleeping with other teammates' wives.
I can't wait to run into LeVar Ball in the streets of New Orleans.
I can't wait. Yeah, I hope you run to tell him Aaron Gracie say you're living the American dream.
Yeah,
It's a dream.
Keep swiping that card.
Yeah, like my boy Dabo Sweeney said, it was a dream. I like Dabo Sweeney.
Man, I feel like I would hate it playing for him though.
I would love playing for him.
I feel like I would hate it. Like I feel like he's one of those dudes. Like if you walk, like you have a meeting with him, like, hey, I want to talk to the coach for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to meet. I feel like he's going to read a Bible quote to you before you start the meeting. Like, and
he might. I'm from the South. You know, I'm parents from the South, so I'm kind of used to that. You know, it's like, you know, my family don't. You know, they're very religious in their ways, but for me, it's just like a cultural thing. Like, okay, go through the South. I always tell people this when they always feel like, oh, I can't go to the South. I can't go to the South. I remember having a friend and her dad, an ex of mine, her dad and her brother went to go see Cal play at Tennessee, and you know, and they were Jewish, and they blew their shit over what is it called? The invocational that they have before in the South. Most of the games, they do prayer over the loudspeaker before the game. And I just say, you know what? When you go to other countries and you start respecting, like, the culture. Like, if I'm in Italy, I got to respect the culture that everybody's fucking lazy, right? Or from Germany, I got to respect the culture that everybody's clean and everybody, like, cleans up well and everybody does things well and it is. You know, to me, the South is the same thing. It's like, it's just a cultural thing. If you're not part of that religion, you respect it. You respect it as a culture, and you do. I wish, you know, that if we all do that, it would be a much better place.
See, he would make me, like, wear, like, I would troll him daily with, like, my undershirt under my pants. It'd be like,
that would say something.
It'd be like Antichrist or something like that. Like, just to see what's happening.
I really don't think he's that religious. I think he's playing a role.
Yeah.
But he is Southern, too. He's from Alabama.
It's South Carolina.
Yeah, no, it's religiosity mixed with culture.
Yes.
And religion has challenges with its relationship with culture everywhere. Yeah, because just living in the South and noticing it, and also not being a Christian, it doesn't seem super heady, spiritual, theologic. It's like it's part of the food and the language and the hospitality and the love and the community. And so when I look at it from that perspective, I can be way more tolerant of it than like, oh, I'm getting the Bible slapped on my head.
Yeah, like somebody's trying to convert me every time. Like everybody's a missionary here.
Yeah, it's
I'm very vulnerable, man.
But I think everyone a lot of times see, because you're living in it now.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when people go visit, they're like, oh, they feel that way because they're just there for the visit. But and I don't think they understand. It's not like really missionary. You know, it's like I always say, I'm still a Christian. I'm a Christian to the heart. I'm a heathen too.
Cutty Corner Shoutouts is your opportunity to complain about something that's pissing you off, that's frustrating you. It can be social, it could be political, it could be very tangible, literal, something that is you want to see fixed. And it's based off some weed we got in New York. So Cutty Corner Shoutouts derived from some Bammer weed we got in New York, and the dude who sold it to us was named Cutty. And so we have our shout out because we used to shout out his weed for being so Bammer. Anyways, Cutty Corner Shoutouts, Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
It's time.
We're burning down.
God, if you let it in, hell,
So cold and bleeding now.
I'm in for this, man.
Gonna let you down.
He had sex with my mama.
We're broken people now.
I just said I need a bacchianatomy.
All right, Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
So my Cutty Corner shout out goes out to Saving Seats. So like I said, this Friday, me and my lady out. We go to Ashkenaz for there's a band playing, so we're gonna go to the show. Now I don't know if you get in the Bay Area this week. It was just hot. Like either it was 95 or 105 this week. Like so nobody was happy about any of this. And so we go to the show Friday night, and all right, it's super hot, and we show up to the show, and I just see all these jackets on seats, and I was like, who the fuck wore a jacket today? Like, and so all these people were just saving seats. Like, oh, I'm not gonna sit here for the next 3 hours, but I'm gonna put my jacket here. My seat's good. And I'm like, that shit annoys the fuck out of me. Especially like first come first serve seating, right? Like one person brought like 6 jackets from their house and sprinkles these jackets
On a
for
hot ass
people
day.
on a hot day.
like what you had that jacket for anyway? You weren't wearing it.
Right, exactly. Nobody's wearing that shit.
Oh my god.
Oh man, so that just made me mad because like it's always tough shit. Like I feel like next time I'm at Tourette's and I'm there early and somebody's got their jacket there, I'm just gonna move the jacket. Like I'm just gonna let's see what happens. This person that's gonna show up an hour late. Let's have them talk to me. Like, I mean it gets out of hand and they're always like, oh no, I was sitting there. Like, well, you're not sitting there. Like if like you guys are like have siblings or whatever. Like if you get off the couch, whoever wants to sit there is gonna fucking sit there.
Yeah.
You leave the remote unattended. Guess what? You're not watching that show no more. Like that's how it happens. At home, that's how I was raised.
That's the rules. Yes.
So I mean, I feel like we become adults and like, oh, their jackets there. Obviously, I can't sit there.
Yeah.
Like, well, their jacket's not a person. Like once again, I'm on team people. Like let's just. I will respect you if you're sitting there. I won't be like, hey, you gotta get up. Like, but if you're not sitting there, like it's ridiculous. And I was talking to Aaron pre-show, talking about like going to Stern Grove and people like stitching together 9 blankets and just throwing shit out for like 30 yards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is our spot. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like nobody else is here but you.
Yeah, right.
Like nobody else is here but you. Fuck, I was at a fucking restaurant, like, and you know Belly, it's a restaurant in Oakland or whatever. Oh, yeah. They have signs everywhere that says, like, oh, don't save seats. So this lady's sitting at a 6-top by herself for 45 minutes. And I'm like, dude, like, are you waiting for other people? Like, but apparently you can't save seats. She's in there with a beer. She's not even eating food for like 45 minutes. And like, I would see other people come in, they want to sit, they got like 5, 6 people. Nope, she's just sitting there by her fucking self, saving seats for people that didn't show up till for another 45 minutes. It's ridiculous.
That's whack.
That's my Cutty Corner shout out. I'm sorry. Whack. And I ain't playing no. I ain't playing no.
Since I'm on a podcast, radio show, I'm going to take a shot at another radio personality and host. Person gets on my nerves and who contributes absolutely nothing to our public consciousness or the dialogue she's ever a part on. Angela Yee, the Breakfast Club, is trash. and she plays this role of, oh, I'm the female, I'm supposed to like have like knowledge about relationships and like, you know, that segment where it's like Ask Yee, and the advice she gives to both men and women is the exact opposite of what advice you should give. She's not funny. She's not authentic. She gets on my nerves. She doesn't need to be on the Breakfast Club at all. And that's my gripe.
Pal, in these times, in this Me Too era, man, I'm glad that you...
I'm not afraid.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling the truth.
Thank you. She pushes that agenda hella hard. You know, wanna be woke bullshit.
Well, and she doesn't really say anything on the show, right?
Exactly.
Like, anything she says is usually like, right, she wrote down on her computer or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, she doesn't really come up with things. And then she might be like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then it just keeps going on.
She hasn't, that's why I don't think she's authentic. Because she can't keep a conversation going back and forth. Like, okay, I saw one with DC Young Fly. He's a hella funny comedian. Mm-hmm. And like, he's sharp. You can tell his like brain moves quickly. And so him and Charlemagne are going back and forth. He moves faster than everybody else. But it was like his brain was moving so much faster than Angela Yee's that it was like she couldn't even do anything. And her only part of the show was him lightweight roasting her, you know, just like playing verbal games with her. And it was just like, you're an idiot. And she always just totes the like basic, you know, liberal feminist line that it has no depth to it. No disrespect to that worldview, but like she gives it a bad face. But she just makes it seem dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
So
am I the only one aroused right now?
You might be. You ain't, obviously no one else is getting aroused by her personality.
Exactly. And that's the other thing. She either gets roasted or like subtly or fools just come on and holler at her. Like that's our Rick Ross one where it was just like, you know, he's having the interview here, and then every time he'd just be like, you know, let me get your number. You know, just make some. And then, you know, of course, she got offended by it. So, anyway, yeah. That's it. That's pretty much it. I mean, you can make an argument that DJ Envy has no contribution.
It's just Charlemagne the God's show. It's just Charlemagne show.
But I'm keeping him just for.
So we're saying Charlemagne Steph. DJ Envy's Draymond?
Okay. Oh, wow.
And let me guess, Angela Yee is Bismarck Beyond.
Aaron, man, you got a Cutty Corner shout out?
Yeah, I got a Cutty Corner shout out. This might offend some people. It might not. But I figured, you know, this is adult content, so I just got to go with it. My Cutty Corner shout out this week goes out to Mia Kkalifa, the former porn star who is bitching and moaning and going on anything she can to get attention to tell you how much, I only made $12,000. And out of all these scenes I did, I'm sorry, Mia Kkalifa, you didn't do a lot of scenes. Me being a purveyor of porn can tell you this. 2 things. 1, she didn't do a lot of scenes. 2, you know the game. You got paid for what you do in porn. You sign a contract. They are able to use your likeness and Bing and sell it for whatever they want. And then she's upset because, you know what? And I've been upset by this. I go on Pornhub sometimes just to see who's the top 10 porn stars search, right? Duck always is the one that brings it to my attention. Mia Kkalifa has not dropped past 2 in like years, and she hasn't done porn in like 4 or 5 years. And I don't know why. And then I finally figured it out after talking to Nathan and a couple other Indian buddies of mine. So people sometimes have looks that just generate likes. I had this ex-girlfriend, and I used to always joke around how her looks, lesbians just loved her. They would hit on her everywhere we go. I mean, seriously, straight hit on. And just lesbians loved her looks. Mia Khalifa has a look that for some reason, Indians culture, the country of India, people from that, I know really like her. And that country has over 1 billion people. So I think that's keeping her in the top 10. There's a lot of Indian people I know, and they love Mia Khalifa for some reason. I'm like, dude, a lot of other people I know that are purveyors of porn were like, yeah, I watched the scene, it was all right, I wasn't that much into her. Here's the problem, Mia Khalifa. You hopped in porn because you were attention-seeking. You didn't even hop in it for money reasons. I think you hopped in it because you were seeking attention. And after that,
validation.
You were on everything. You're on every type of social media. You kept showing up at Florida Panthers games wearing no clothing. You got your implant busted at one of the games. You did everything you could to make sure you're on TV about it. You got all the attention you wanted. And now you're upset, and you're using other ways to get more attention out of it. And I'm very pissed off. Mia Khalifa, watching your porn was like watching a dead fish have sex. And in case you don't know, fish don't have sex. They just lay eggs. And that's what it seemed like.
It's sperm everywhere.
Pillow princess. You were not good. You're engaged to some Swedish guy. And the only reason I know is because you're all over shit again. So go ahead, get married. Hope he has boring sex
and
with
then
you.
wearing religious garb during the scene to get American fetishizing Muslim women.
She did that, and she's not even Muslim. And and it's just like, and she's like, I can't understand why my parents are upset.
Is that a direct quote? That's wild.
She did say that one time. And I'm upset and I watch porn. I was upset with her even during that time. It wasn't good. You signed, you got paid. What did she want royalties out of the damn thing? If so, start a union. I'll have no problem with that.
Right.
Start a union. Get other people behind you. Start using your popularity for that instead of sleeping around the Florida State football team and getting the attention when they were winning national titles. I didn't see you around when they were no longer winning. As soon as Francois got hurt, I didn't hear nothing else about me.
Shout out to Derwin James.
Yeah.
My Cutty Corner shout out.
I thought we were gonna get out of here without his. I was like, those were all great. Let's go.
One day.
My Cutty Corner shout out goes out to MLB managers for not having the balls to play real baseball anymore. Too often I see this shift, and people talking about changing the rules of baseball to not allow shifts. You have 9 players to cover. I don't know, 300 feet down one line, 300 feet down another line at a 90-degree angle, and 400 feet down the center. That's a lot of field to cover with 9 people. You have 9 people to cover that. You can put them however the fuck you want to cover that ground. I don't want to hear this shit about we need to change the rule about this, or a secondary shout out goes out to Brett Boone talking about I'll be in favor of a mercy rule in baseball. No, it's baseball. Stop trying to change it for the new millennial age and just let it be what it is. If it dies out, it dies out. But I don't think it will. You have enough legacy. Just be what you are. Okay? And I'm tired of all these motherfuckers who are afraid to bunt against these shifts and be like, oh, we got to change the shift rule because we afraid to bunt against it. Or we ain't taught and worked on with our batters about instead of trying to just hit home runs and getting backspin on the ball, focusing on slapping the ball and actually hitting it with the direction that it's coming at you. Or, hey, novel idea that every kid learns and is afraid of doing in Little League. Learn how to fucking bunt. Yeah. And if you can do that, no shift is going to stop you, okay? Because you will take advantage of that and they will stop playing the shift. And then you could just swing away.
Yeah.
Be a real hitter. Fuck all this new sabermetrics that's fucking up the sport and not making it fun anymore. You are killing the game by trying to change rules and do all this bullshit where you're only focused on sabermetrics instead of letting players be players. Tertiary call out goes to all those little baseball programs that try to teach all players how to swing the same way and throw the same way. Fuck that shit. That's what's killing baseball. Everyone plays slightly different. Everyone has a different skill set. Everyone is great at what they're good at that level. Stop trying to make everybody a goddamn robot. My second Cutty Corner shout out.
What?
I love that reaction now because he always does too. He always does it.
Okay.
Usually, that's how I'm thinking. I've done what you've done.
All right. No. Now it fits. I've had 20 years of
that's what I was waiting to see too. Usually, I respond with, "Why do you always get a second one when no one else does?"
This is because you don't live in the same city. This is I'm getting reused to.
You're getting reused to journalism. Even though you should have seen the Darius reaction to it.
And I'm hella similar to him, so there's people who feel the same way about me. So
shout out. Sponsorship.
Shout out. Drozzers United.
Hey, my Cutty Corner shout out goes out to myself.
Oh.
Because
Reflection.
I'm at a point in my life as a person of color, as a person in this society who's been formed in the way I've been formed, for giving in mentally at different times to certain things.
Such as?
Sadly, we've had several mass shootings in the last few weeks since the last time we met. Gilroy, Dayton, Ohio, what was it, El Paso, Texas.
Fill in the blank crisis.
Fill in the blank crisis, people getting shot. People of color being targeted by white males in a lot of the instances. A historical narrative that has not gone unexpressed for any amount of time beyond maybe a couple hours in our history. Maybe a couple days or weeks, maybe, I don't know. But like some major events happening and to the point where I am so used to feeling that sense of dispensability for people that look like me or my people of my same ilk, that like when I hear about these things, I don't even allow it to make me like skip a beat and really like call things into question or think about and reflect the way I would have 10, 15 years ago. And it's like, I'm not gonna allow that imagery after seeing multiple people of color being strangled or shot by police or beaten in the streets from back as a kid watching old videos to current day shit. Like after seeing that shit, it scarred me to the point where I was like, I don't really want to watch that shit anymore. But it also has made me desensitized to the fact that these attacks are still ongoing in our society. And this supremacy, or whatever you want to call it, this nationalism, supremacy, this violent entity and structure that allows it, has got me to the point where I don't really even flinch now hearing about shit like that. I'm not going to allow it to hurt me. I'm not going to allow it to affect my mind in that way. It's somewhat unhealthy, but it's also something I realized this weekend. And I think it's important for me to realize that, because it's important for people of color, for people in this world to not be desensitized to their environment and to the world, because there's so much beauty in it and there is so much chaos and sadness at times. But to be present, Dance Extravaganza 2019 sponsorship, to be present in what you are doing. So I thank my friend Taj for putting on his event last night. Yesterday. It was tight. It was a really good experience. It was where I kind of realized what I'm talking about right now. But I think it's really important that people be present and deal with that shit. But at the same time, my Cutty Corner shot goes to myself, because I've just like not skipped a beat. Well, I got work, I got shit to do. This is not anything new. So don't even like read the names. Don't even look at the pictures of the people. Didn't do any of that, because I know the narrative already, because I've become so conditioned to the narrative myself.
Yeah, but what's the alternative? I agree with the self-reflection. I'm in the same boat. I do. But what's the alternative? Like, I'd like to expand the definition of helping, because
I know,
like,
it's hard.
You know, we don't have to. It doesn't have to be what you think it is. In some ways, the communal effort of running this podcast is helping. Like, it's making my day better. It's making all of our days better. So,
I don't know.
Just don't get boxed into the activist worldview. Whether you're like dismantle the establishment or whether you're like join the establishment and change it from the inside, either way, like don't get boxed into either of those.
No, I'm not. I'm about having the conversation of what needs to be dismantled or what is still salvageable.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But you gotta.
I've just done this. I relate to your thing. Yeah. Like I don't watch it. Whether it's international or domestic. It's for the same numbing. Like I don't.
Shout out
I just need to focus on my own life.
Shout out to the hashtag Florida Man, because you help with these moments a lot.
Shout out
John to Lexi K. Tyler.
Shout out to Lexi K. Tyler sponsorship.
Shout out to Trump. Just to let you know, every country has video games. Only one of them has a mask shooting problem. And also let you know, Trump. Japanese culture, which doesn't have as many issues as we have in the country alone, has some of the most depressing, violent cartoons and movies and video games. and don't have as big mass.
They have some of the highest rates.
It's pretty high.
They have some of the highest rates of
They
suicide.
have the highest rate of suicide, but they don't have the mass.
But at least they're internalizing their own.
With their own self.
They're like, it's me. It's not everyone else. Like in the United States, they were like, it's everybody else, not me.
Yeah. Everyone else is the problem.
Everyone else deserves to get shot.
They're
like, man, I'm just gonna kill myself. It's like,
I'm gonna kill myself. You know, I watched I watched a lot of anime this summer since I had it all. And I tell you, I was like, God damn, they got some depressing shit.
Dude, it's some dark shit, bro.
I thought was the main character died. Everyone thought Game of Thrones was first on this. No.
Well, thank you for listening to our show. That's our show. Any last messages you guys would like to say, pal?
I'd like to add that Craig Kimbrell just came in with a 7-run lead to get 3 outs in a game that's already over, and he freaking labored, gave up a jack, and the game is still going on. This is over 10 minutes ago.
I was saying, because I was like,
they yanked him. He didn't even finish it.
No,
the Cubs have serious problems and are not going to win the World Series. Because they don't have a bullpen, and the Phillies don't have a bullpen, and the Braves don't have a bullpen, and the Dodgers don't have a bullpen,
and the Atlanta don't have a bullpen. But the problem is the Cubs is one of the worst.
The National League playoffs, the Nationals don't have a bullpen. The National League playoffs is going to be so much fun to watch because no one's bullpen is shut down, and it's just going to be late inning drama. Yes. I can't wait. Dodgers Astros rematch. My prediction.
I'm hoping so.
Brandon, you got anything you want to say?
Just drink booty sweat, baby.
Just drink booty sweat, baby. Drink booty sweat, baby.
Be on the line for our new whiskey drink. You know,
proper booty sweat 12.
25.
You don't drink it, some Irish and fighter might punch you.
The booty sweat.
Don't punch somebody.
The booty sweat 25.
We're starting to bring it straight to the convalescent home.
The booty sweat ride. Aaron, you got any last things you want to say? Last messages?
Damn, I forgot the name I used to shout out just as what's her name? Hope Hicks. Yeah, Hope Hicks, man, give me a call after you done committing perjury.
All right. Hey, y'all, thank you for listening to our show. Have a great week and keep coming back. That's our show. We'll leave you with this.
He does deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore right now. I'm with Powell.
Give him
look
30
at Obama's
years.
life right now. He's talking at corporate board meetings.
Yeah,
Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were assassinated.
Getting killed by their own. Getting killed
by the state.
Yes.
Yeah. So I agree in the principles of what your argument is, but I also we're very easy to be past the moment as though this moment is the norm in all the forms and factors of our environment. So everything we take for granted technologically wise, or just like what is in our social vernaculars wise, is completely different than what it was back in those days. So the people and the things he was actually combating against, the actual tangible forms, were way different. Way different. The number of investors and corporate entities that were investing in this system, maintaining whatever structure it is, was way smaller. So
they were still strong though.
No. The power was in the people. What has happened is that as society has grown, as technology has grown, the power has been slowly sucked away from the people by forms of distraction or forms of coercion or forms of fear. So as much as it is, it's still playing this game, and the times change. So you have to be able to whatever Obama did in his time is completely different than
what with Draymond Green not guarding Patrick Ewing and all that, because you're saying Obama existed in this new corporate coup d'etat or corporations ownership now. And just like Draymond is now playing defense against these
but Muhammad Ali, respect to Muhammad Ali, is he was speaking out against the wars. He was speaking out against going and taking part in any forms of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he lost certain privileges of being an American citizen by being jailed unjustly.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he didn't just speak out. He didn't go. He didn't go to the draft.
He didn't go to the draft.
But Jared, you're skipping the main point. The main point is this. Is that it could be worse. He could have a picture of Nicole Kidman on his arm like you did. wearing Cleopatra garb. and I think the thing I wore around, the African thing I wore around my neck during my graduation. Just let you know that. Could be worse. You're right.
No, I'm not mad at Obama. I just don't think he should be on the stage.